LinkedIn now has stories, and I want to show you how to use this feature on LinkedIn, a couple of pro tips, and why you might want to use LinkedIn for your business, your personal brand, or your organization. So, the first thing that's important to know about LinkedIn Stories is that you can only use the Stories feature from a mobile device. So, make sure that you have the latest version of the mobile app, not the mobile website, the mobile app installed on your phone. And here's how you use Stories. To create a story on LinkedIn, go to the LinkedIn app on your mobile device. Once you're there, you'll see at the top you can create a story for your personal profile or for a business page that you manage. So you'll see here that I can click on this and I can, just create my own story for my own personal page, or I can scroll to the business that I manage that I want to create a story for, and I can create a story for the Bootcamp digital page. Now, if I want to view stories that other people have posted who I follow, I'll just scroll until I see. So I manage a lot of pages. That's why I have a lot of them there. You'll see whatever pages you manage, but then you'll see all of the other stories for people and pages that you follow. And you can literally just click on any one of these and start scrolling through the stories.
If you're an entrepreneur or business owner,
the stories format on LinkedIn is really similar to Facebook and Instagram. So if you're familiar with stories on Facebook and Instagram, it'll be really easy to pick up stories on LinkedIn. The features are about the same. You have, stickers, you take a picture, you can add elements to it and all of that, and you just simply post the story. Stories are in a vertical format. They fill the whole screen. You can kind of scroll through them just as I showed in the demo, and they last for 24 hours. And after 24 hours, the story is gone. So those are the ways that stories are similar to Facebook and Instagram. But they're also a little different on LinkedIn. So you want to keep a couple of things in mind before you start using stories. First of all, you can only access stories from your mobile device. So if you go to a desktop, you're going to be super frustrated because you won't be able to find the stories or figure out how to create them. So you must be using the LinkedIn app on a mobile device. The next thing that's important to know with LinkedIn stories is that if you do not save your story is gone in 24 hours and you can't retrieve it. So on Instagram, for example, you can go into the analytics and you can look at the analytics for a story that's already expired. But on LinkedIn, it doesn't work that way. So if you want to save that image, you must save it before it expires. So save the image within that 24-hour period of time. And you'll do that by going to your page. So if you have a story that's already been created, you'll be able to click on your icon at the top. It'll take you to the story. And then within that story, there'll be like a little menu, and you can just simply click it and save the story. Now with LinkedIn, if the story has already expired, but you would really like to go back and save that content, what you can do is you can download your account data. So you'll have to go into your settings. If you just go into LinkedIn settings, you'll see where you can download your account data. But this is tricky because you have to download a big file and, it seems kind of like a lot of extra work. So just make sure you save those stories before they expire. Stories are really great for content that's happening in the moment. So what this means is there's less production. It doesn't require all the extra lighting and setup and all that. It can be a little messy. It can be a little bit more authentic. People actually love authenticity. They love to see you being real than something that looks a little bit too professional and too polished. So for stories, the quality isn't as important. It's really about the content that you're creating within the story. And for that reason, stories can be really powerful in building relationships and connecting with your audience, really adding that personalized element that adds something special to your personal brand and even to the corporate brand. So when you're using stories on LinkedIn, think about ways that you can create in-the-moment content, things like quick tips, announcements of something exciting that's going on, maybe an event that's coming up or some big news that just happened that people will be interested in. You can even share insights in your stories that build your credibility as a thought leader. And these are just some ideas that you might want to test in stories. But what you really need to do is test different ideas to see what works best and make sure that you are in close relationship with your analytics so you're watching the data and you're understanding what types of stories get the best engagement from your audience. So just like everything else with social media and digital marketing, the best way to get results is to just jump in and start trying. So follow these best practices, create some tests around different types of stories that you can create for your personal brand or your business or your organization, and test out those stories to see what kind of results you can get. If you find that there's something that's working, then you'll want to scale that and keep building on it. So check out the new LinkedIn Stories feature and see what kind of results that this can bring for your personal brand, your business, or your organization.